and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Tim, I'm working for Adobe, and today we're going to be talking about, or rather I'm going to be talking about, my favorite quick tips for Adobe Firefly. And of course, I'm not alone as always, we am joined by the amazing people on Behance and of course on YouTube. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, come on over to Behance. That's be.net/Adobe Live. Once again, that's be.net/Adobe Live. Join us there, say hi in the chat, and we'll see who is in there already. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, there we are. Someone called Stefan. Hey, Tim. Hi, Firefly. Yes, we are the frequent Fireflyers by now. Hi, Bernd, Gareth, David, and someone called Tim. I have no idea who that is. Right. So, what are we doing today? Bernd, Gareth, you may have seen, or even Stefan, you may have seen this before, because I did a very similar stream for Germany, but I thought the UK audience shouldn't miss out on this because it's quite fun. And of course, we can do things a bit different today. We don't have to do the same thing again. And of course, even Firefly will maybe show us some new things, so we'll surely not have the same result at the end. Hi, Marcel. Nice that you're here. Thanks for joining. All right. Okay, so where do we start? As always, I have prepared some things. Well, we have it. That's Firefly. So today we will spend some time here. We will also spend a bit of time in Illustrator to sort of hack Firefly into a cool use case that hasn't been, at least I haven't seen before on Adobe Live, apart from my own stream. And of course, we will be working in Photoshop. And that's where because I have been watching the stream yesterday with Liz Mosley, and she was working on some patterns. And I really liked them. So I thought perhaps we could also try some of that. So yeah. Right, so the project for today is I have prepared this empty sheet of A4 virtual paper, and in here I would like to create a mood board of sorts to just get me into the mood for spring, summer, rising temperatures, incoming allergies, etc. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And at home, you can help me with that, because I will need some cool prompts, which we can use later on. All right, cool. So creating a mood board is fairly easy in Photoshop because we have a tool that's sitting right here called the Frame tool. K for the Frame tool, okay. And this is quite handy because you can drag out a box or a circle, or even more if you know what you're doing. And let's just hold Shift real quick to get a square. And what we can do now is we can drag and drop images straight. Oh, hang on. How about I make the screen a tiny bit bigger? How about that? There we go. That's it. You don't have to look at the tiny screen all the time. Don't worry. Okay, that's better. So I can use the Frame tool to create my very own frame, which I can now use to drag and drop images into it. And why don't we create a couple of frames? I'm just gonna duplicate this one and maybe create a portrait one, because that's all the space we have here. There we are. And maybe, I don't know, a large one, and notice how it is automatically snapping to the edge, so I don't have to be very precise. Am I on the wrong stream? I feel like this is the UK stream, right? I see so many German people in the chat. I mean, thanks for joining. Don't get me wrong, but it's odd. It's very odd. Hi Volker. Hi Kim. Hi Doris. It's all the German part. Sollen wir es auf Deutsch machen? Ist das besser? Should we do it in German? Oh dear. Okay. Right. Then I want some space. In Karina, of course. Who also speaks German. Flynn! Finally, someone who doesn't speak German. Flynn, hi. Joanne. Oh, there we go. I'm on the right stream after all. Okay. God, I was worried for a second. I'm speaking English on the German stream. Oh well. Right. Finally, I'm just gonna do one more, perhaps like this. Duplicate that, move it over. And finally, some circles. And then I think maybe make them a bit smaller. There we go, just a bit down. And copy. Right. With that, I think we should be ready. Can I align them? Yes, I can. Brilliant. That's it. Center. And we are off. Okay. Cool. Now that we have our grid for the mood board, because remember that's all we wanted to do, I will just make that a bit bigger so we can have a proper look at this. And now let's get started. First of all, I would like to create some patterns. If you remember yesterday, Liz was showing us the way in Express where she creates some patterns, but I would like to do the same in Firefly. Okay, so let's go to text to image, let's create, and let's think of a cool pattern. I remember Liz yesterday did some flowers and circles, so why don't we do the same, but give our own twist to it? Because I would like to, keep it spring-like. So first of all, let's say seamless pattern, right? Because we want a pattern, obviously. And now let's say, I don't know, roses, or let's just put spring, colorful. How about that? Colorful spring flowers. Of course, we're in the UK, so we're going to write that like this. Colorful spring flowers and green leaves. Let's see what Firefly does with this prompt. Meantime, a lot of people are joining. Hi, everybody. Hi, Michelle. And there we are. There we have it. Isn't that nice? Okay. So we have our pattern. And I'm quite happy with all of them, actually. They're really, really good. However, I would like to have just a bit of uniqueness in terms of the style to them. What do I mean by that? Let's go over to the techniques, and I feel like we should perhaps try oil painting, watercolor, acrylic. Let's try acrylic, see what Firefly does with it. And generate. Bam, ba-dam, ba-dam. Let's have a look. I would say it's a quite subtle acrylic effect. It already had some painterly look to that, so I think let's try, instead of acrylic, we can try, how about watercolor? Let's see what Firefly does with that. Yeah. Well, that looks a bit like watercolor. I think the prompt might just not be perfect. Yeah. Let's try another one. I mean, that's the cool thing about Firefly. We can just try a couple of things. Palette knife. Okay. There we go. That's better. Why don't we use any favorites in the chat? Well, actually, I was happy with one before. Yeah. Let's use this one. It's nice and vibrant, so let's download. And let's just pick another one, because why not? Let's try, sure, this one. Number 4, Joanne. Okay. Thank you for helping me out. And now it's really just as easy as drag and drop. And there we have our first mood board, part of the mood board. by the way, it might be just worth trying out if we can't. Just gonna take one of them. Oops, sorry. There we go. Just taking one of them, putting them into Photoshop on a new document, and just see if we can't have a look at the pattern preview. Yep, that's fine. And would you look at that? It actually is pretty seamless. I mean, check that out. Of course, apart from the watermarking, obviously. But apart from that, I would say that's a seamless pattern. Well done, Firefly. All right. Cool. No, we don't want to save that. But it's good to know that it actually would be seamless. All right. Now I would like to have like a landscape right here. So let's go on back to Firefly and let's get rid of all that. And why don't we say something like a summer landscape with some trees in it, perhaps maybe some animals. Let's see. All right. So let's say, well, summer landscape. Lush foliage. Colorful flowers. Maybe a lake or pond. And at dusk, maybe. Let's see. Or slide fog or haze. There we have it. All right. Generate. Hi, Emma. What's up? How are you? And there we have our summer landscape, lush foliage. Yes, definitely colorful flowers, I would say so. We have a pond and a bit of haze in the background. Yep, there we go. I, of course, would like to have this as a landscape. It's a widescreen, actually. So Firefly will just stretch that out a bit. There we go. Very nice. And I think let's go with this one maybe, or that one. I'm not sure. This one seems nice. Let's download this. All right. And hopefully, I mean, remember, this is really just for us to get in to the mood, to create some lovely, maybe branding assets. Maybe you're working on a logo. Maybe you're creating an image. Maybe you're drawing something. So this mood board can really help you to get into the mood of your of the scene you are working on. So perhaps you are creating a something that's related to a painting. So then you can get your inspiration here. Nobody says you have to copy it one by one, of course, obviously. You can work on your own. All right. And I think I'm just going to give us a bit more space with that right here. So we can actually see everything, including the watermark. Because we are very, we will be very observant to keep in that watermark. Even though that mood board is just for me, I feel like it would be just fair. Because we're not allowed to remove it, actually. Right. Now, what I would like to do is, actually we can, I think, get rid of these two for the moment, because instead I would like to work on a color palette, and I would like to create some text, and I would like to fill in these 3 circles with perhaps some detail shots of our image, because right now we have been looking at like an overall scene, and I would like to highlight perhaps some details which may be relevant to our creative project. Maybe we are working on some birds, maybe some flowers, I don't know. So let's get on to that. Going over to Firefly, let's start with the text. So I'm just going to go back, go over to text effects. I think we can hide this for now down here. There we are. And I would like to create a word. We can decide on which word we want to use. Perhaps just something easy like spring. I don't know. Allergies. Save your work. I don't know. And I would like to have this again. See if we can find some cool styles that maybe resonate with us. So what do we want to write? Any ideas in the chat? For now, while you maybe are thinking of some of them, and please write them in the chat, I'm just going to put in spring. I know, very basic. Okay, and for the text effect, mossy perhaps. And flowers again, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Flowers, and let's put in garden. Why not? And finally, one more just to round it off. How about birds? Colorful birds. Let's see if Firefly can manage all that in the prompt. April showers. April just, yeah, it's May now. April showers. All right, let's keep it spring. We can always change it for now, but I want to use that. And of course, as we have discovered together in an earlier stream, it can be a good idea for these kinds of texts to use a different font. And I think we're gonna once again go to my favorite one, Cooper, because it has these very big, outgoing serifs, like here, dragon style scales. I mean, yes, dragon style scales are very nice, Enric, but I feel like they don't really bring across the spring nature of our mood board. Perhaps for a different mood board, maybe. Okay. Right, so let's have a look at what we have here. We can see some flowers. We can see the moss. The birds are definitely in there. And a garden, well, maybe not so much. A bit in the background. But very nice. And of course, for this, I think it would be a huge miss if we don't try out the loose version of the text effect fit. Try to say that 3 times in a row. Because Firefly will then, if you haven't tried that yet, will then try to bring out even more details outside of the letter, like this one here, or a bit of that here perhaps. And I really feel like this is the perfect opportunity to try that out. Doris says nice. All right. We can try the different variations, perhaps, just to make sure we don't miss anything. I'm just gonna... My screen is down there, so I have to look a bit further down. But I'm still here, don't worry. Yeah. The first one is nice. Not so much. Not a big fan of this here. So let's try the first one out. And then we can decide if that's better than the fourth. I would say that is better. Yeah. I'm actually more happy with that one. Let's use this one. All right. I would also like to add a background color to this, just so we don't have to add it in Photoshop later. Let's see. No. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to pick the same one as last time. And by the looks of it, yep, I think I'm right. I think I'm going to pick this one. It feels just the best. No. Maybe. No. Yeah, let's stick with this one. I feel like this is the most harmonious and works nicely. Download. And bring that in. Oh, no, certainly not into this frame. We can just deselect that. Try one more time. There we have it. I didn't want to add it to a frame because I'm just going to paste it like this. There we go. Right, let's scoot it a bit up so we have some space for the color palette. Right. So remember, we now have, I guess we're missing this one here. If you have any ideas what we could put in here, we could put another pattern if we want to, but perhaps we have another idea. Let me know. Perhaps a sky, maybe? Could be. Okay. I would now like to add the color palette to this mood board. And to do that, I'm going to hop on over to Illustrator. Oh, no. Illustrator. There we go. Illustrator. Easy. Nailed it. To create my color palette, I could, of course, just create a couple of circles because I like the way that looks. Just gonna duplicate that real quick. No. There we go. And perhaps one more. And where is it? I want to align them. I want to space them. I'm probably missing it. That's all right. Okay. I want to space them equally apart. Distribute. There we go. That's it. That was I was looking for. Yes. Okay. So the way I would do it normally is I will probably pick a color for this one. Go into the next one, try and pick another color. Of course, I don't have to pick the swatches from here. I can pick my very own ones. I don't know what feels like spring. Maybe this does. And not only would this take quite a long time, I'm also not very skilled at picking. First of all, I'm also not very skilled at selecting the proper object, but I'm also not very skilled at picking the right colors. Some people call me the Maddie of picking colors. They are all very vibrant. Let's use another one that we haven't used already. There we go. So instead, why don't we use the magic of Firefly to create our color palette? Just going to align that real quick. There we go. And let's ask Firefly to color them in a certain theme we want to use. So how are we going to do? How am I going to do that? By using the export to SVG format. We can export it or we can just save it as. Actually, that also works on my computer. Yes, please. Because I am actually interested in the SVG file. So we're going to call these spring colors. Save them to my downloads because I'm so tidy. Just saving them to my downloads. You can all be happy I'm not saving them to my desktop. Save. Yep, that's fine. We can just ignore that and make our way over to Firefly to recolor some vectors. If you haven't used this one before, we can upload our own SVG files like this. And now we can describe, well, it says it right there, describe the color palette you want to generate. Okay, thanks Firefly. And you can set tulips. Spring. Bright, maybe not bright. Tulip spring. Let's see what Firefly thinks of that. What's now happening, Firefly is generating color palette images in the background and sampling those colors from that image to create our very own color palette. And if you're wondering why there's so much empty space, well, remember, our document was quite empty here, so that's why everything is at the top. I could have cropped it, but oh well. I think we can all see the colors anyway. All right, so now, I mean, this one is already quite nice. I think I'm going to download that straight away. But we can also just shuffle that through, and you will see some colors actually do appear that weren't there before. Because remember, Firefly is generating a whole image and sampling from that image. So shuffle doesn't just mean reorganize them. It can actually generate new colors. For example, you can see the bright fuchsia color isn't there anymore. Okay. So it might be worth just, not even going even closer, but just, trying out what works. This one seems more like a fall color, but we can try. Ooh, that's nice. All right, Annika says muted pastels. Sure. See what happens. That's what I love about Firefly. You can just try out things. I mean, that's very muted. This one, not so much, but it's not bad. But I feel like the one before resonated more with our pre-existing mood board. But it's always worth it. Or you can also, if you don't want to think of any prompts, you can use some of the sample ones. I know people always like the trippy disco lights. Perhaps Summer by the whatever it says. It's kind of, well, it's also not. That's a good one. We have some nice saturated greens, bit of cyan for the sky. Well, not bad. I'm going to save that for now. Okay. Going back into Photoshop, we can now find, first of all, our color palette. Let's use the second one. Go into Photoshop, paste, and of course, scale that or bring it down like that. And I think I'm going to just make it a bit smaller, because we could try adding both color palettes in there, like this. Going back to Chrome and dragging this one in as well. Align. Just so we have two options, perhaps. There we are. So we have color palette A and B. Isn't that nice? Okay. Just going to make sure they are properly aligned by using the align tools at the top. There we go. That's better. And finally, because we only have about 15-ish minutes left, let's fill this one and our detail shots. Perhaps even one more if we want. If we can think of one more than 3 spaces. Okay. Sky, I think, or tulips. We can try both. Tulips with a sky in the background. Oh, in caps, apparently. Thank you for that. With sky in the background. Spring, vibrant, and clouds. Fluffy clouds. Fluffy clouds. Let's see what Firefly has to say about this. I hope it won't be too vibrant, otherwise we need to... I mean, that's very vibrant. First of all, that sky is a bit dark. So let's say with bright sky. And I would like to have a portrait. So Firefly, let's try again. And we may actually need to add some styles to this. Ooh, interesting way to show the sun. I'm not quite happy with the lighting here. It feels a bit dramatic. Perhaps we can golden hour, maybe. And color tone. Warm tones. And let's say, no, not minimalism, not pop art, maximalism, baroque, concept art, 3D art, pixel art, hyper-realistic, cartoon, product photo, low poly, no. Digital art. Misty, oh, that's not bad. Bioluminescent. I mean, now I want to see what bioluminescent does. I don't think it will be the right fit for our mood board, but I'm intrigued. Oh dear. Okay. I think we're going to get rid of that one again. Yes. I think that might be a bit much. All right, let's try again. Oh, that's not too bad. I think I'm going to go with this one. Yeah. Let's try that. And just for reference, let's try just the bright sky. See what Firefly can come up with this. Maybe we actually can combine some of them. Ooh. Oh, I mean, wow. Okay. That's actually quite nice. I do like that. All right. Let's save this one for later. Just so we have it. All right. Going here. Drag and drop. And if we want to be sneaky, we could even mask out the tulips and replace the sky. Ooh. But maybe for a later date. Okay. It's looking great so far. Remember, we want to create a mood board for spring or summer or just the temperatures rising in general outside and the plants that are now beginning to bloom outside at this 13-degree Tuesday. Yeah, doesn't look too great outside, but at least we have this. Finally, let's create the detail shots because I want to... What happens if we remove the word vibrant? Let's find out. I want to have some detail shots on our image. So perhaps of some birds or maybe... well, it looks similar, not as vibrant. There you go. Perhaps I want to have some birds, maybe some plants as a detail. So let's start with a couple of birds. So a colorful, as always. I think we can see a theme here. Let's just get rid of this. Colorful bird chirping in a tree. Swallow. Okay, maybe we can replace the generic bird with swallow. Just gonna get rid of the art because maybe we can be cheeky and try photo. Colorful swallow. Wow. I mean, wow. That's not too bad. Oh, some plants. Oh, that's a good idea, Doris. I like the way you think. Let's use this one for now. And I think... yep. Why don't we use this one here? Seems to have nice lighting. So, download and insert. Actually... That's why I like using frames, because you can reposition them without having to worry about layer masks. So nice. All right, water lilies. That's a very good idea. Yes, water lily. We might actually want to bring back the art style for this. But let's see. Some daisies. Oh, yes. Good idea. Oh, I like working with the chat. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's actually... Yeah. Okay. I think perhaps composition, macro maybe, narrow depth of field. We can try this one. Just so we can have some blur in that, because we want to really focus on the detail. And let's see if Firefly automatically... Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yep. We can see a bit of blur there. I feel like either this one or that one. Let's use this one. And I'm indecisive. The second one. This is a good one. Okay. Of course, I mean, we have a bit of time. We can add another circle if we want to. Nobody's going to stop us. Okay. Just going to reposition this. Maybe not dead in the center because that's boring. Just a bit off to the side. Just to keep it interesting. Daisies. Stefan. Okay. Daisies. Let's say dreamy grass spring. Just because, just the prompt daisies, it's a bit short. Firefly will probably complain like, oh, that's a short prompt, it might not work. So I just added a couple of things. Oh, well, that's lovely. Looks like I could have walked outside and taken these photos myself. But now I don't have to. So I don't have to engage with my allergies. All right. Let's use... Well, I think the first one is the best one already. Download. Doop-doo. Yes. And once again, I don't think this... Yeah, like that. That's it. All right. I think we have time and space. Space-time. Time-space. 4 more. So let's move them all over. And yip-doo. Of course, the spacing doesn't work out quite the way I want it to, but we can be sneaky. Maybe one more. And then we can line them, of course. Again. Just like this. And center. That's better. And a bit down. Nice resort. Yes, I agree. Right. Okay. We have a bird. We have a flower. We have some. We have a water lily. We have this. These daisies. 3 of them actually. Now I'm gonna add something again. And for this, I feel like maybe another animal. Maybe a bunny. A rabbit. Perhaps a mouse. A shrew. Maybe a house, like a cabin in the woods. How about that? Cabin in the woods, dreamy, spring, colorful logs. I may need to remove the narrative field for this. Butterfly. Ooh, Stefan coming in hot. I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, this certainly is a log cabin in the woods. Next to a pond. I'm not feeling this. Let's get rid of that. I'm imagining a nice place where you can just sit, hang out, listen to the insects. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Maybe we can try the art style once again and see if we can't specify that a bit more. Oh, yes. Yeah, now we're getting there. But it feels a bit cheesy, honestly. I'm not sure if I like this. No, let's not do it. I'm not a big fan. But see, now that I know how it looks, I don't have to use it. Aha. Oh, no, I don't want to save the website. Thank you, though. A tent. Good idea. All right, let's start out with the butterfly or the squirrel. Let's go with a squirrel because that seems fun. All right, a squirrel. Where do we want to have the squirrel? Perhaps hidden in the tree, maybe. Hidden behind branches with lush green foliage. Let's see. Cabin, yeah. I do actually have my Bob Ross calendar. It's right there. Does it have a cabin this month on it? No, no, it doesn't. I see some mountains, I see a lake, some trees. And although this goes for any Bob Ross painting, so, well. Anyway, ooh! Oh! Oh! This is even better than I could have imagined. This is exactly what I had in mind, and better than that. I mean, I can't even decide which one's my favorite. I think I'm gonna go with, I really do like the leaves on this, but I also like how it's hidden. Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with the, yeah, that's the one. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yep. That's why I like Firefly. Could have never come up with that. Although I do like the foliage on this one. I think these all deserve a thumbs up. First of all, yeah, that's a good one. That's my favorite. I'm just gonna tell us more. Yeah, high quality, closely matches, accurately interpreted. It's cute. Submit. Making sure to give back to the Firefly developers. They are giving me photos and images for free. I'm giving them feedback, and so should you. Okay, and the last one, and that's when we're out of time. We can try the tent, the baby chicken, a squirrel. Oh yeah, I already had a squirrel, a butterfly. Hidden squirrel, if that's very much. Yeah. It doesn't show one. I mean, it's not that hidden. Let's try the butterfly, because I feel like that's a very obvious one. Iridescent. Do you type it like that? Apparently you do. Haha, I know how to type. Butterfly. Flying through on a flower. Go. When will this be available? Jennifer, do you mean Firefly? Right now, we are... okay, this is not what I was expecting. It's very iridescent, but it's not really spring. This will be available when you have... I mean, first of all, you have to request access. If you don't know how to do that, you can watch some of our earlier streams where I go through all the things you have to do. It's quite easy to request access, and then you have to wait. And once you have gotten access to Firefly, you can do all the things I'm doing today. You can prompt, you can download. And if you mean when it's going to be available out of the beta, that means, you request it. Okay, perfect. Then you just need to wait. For some people, it can take a couple of weeks, depending on when you signed up. If you have signed up earlier, then of course you will be approved earlier. If you have just signed up today, I think it's going to take a couple of weeks, I'm afraid. So be patient. And as always, you can tune into these streams. We also have prompt jockeys where you can bring in your own prompts and we will do them for you. So you can at least have a glimpse into the world of Firefly, even though you're not approved yet. But as long as your Adobe ID is working, as long as you are over 18, and as long as you are in a country where Adobe has service, then yeah, there's nothing stopping you from just getting access, hopefully, very, very soon. You're welcome. Okay, the butterfly. That's a very dark one, I think. Bright color for butterfly. And then we are almost at time already, I'm afraid. So this might be our last one, and I think, yeah, this is the one. Download. I don't think we will have time for the tent, and neither will we have the space. So let's have a look one more time at our finished mood board and see what we have done. First of all, we have asked Firefly to create seamless, and we have checked they are seamless, patterns, which actually Firefly wasn't designed to do, but apparently it can do quite well. We made 2 variations of them. We also have created some inspirational images, in this case of some tulips, sky, nice landscape, and then off that landscape we created some detail shots which we can use for inspiration, perhaps for a drawing or maybe for a brand, I don't know. Here are the detail shots. I think this is by far my favorite. We have made a color palette based on a prompt that we have given Firefly, and finally we made, or Firefly rather made, we just prompted Firefly, I didn't really make anything, some nice text with these gorgeous birds in it. Look at that. They're all very happy and hopefully having a good time living on this R, for example. And with that, also you can browse the Share Your Work channel in the Discord, where we have been sharing what we have made with Firefly. Gareth, great point. Yes, if you aren't a part of the Firefly Discord already, do join us there. The link is either on the Firefly website, or it should be just discord.gg/Adobe Firefly, I believe. Just going to paste that into the chat. Should be the one. So yeah, join us there, say hi. I'm always online, at least. Well, mostly. I'm mostly online. So if you have any questions, if you just want to share your work, or perhaps you just want to have a chat with the community, do join us on Discord. But for today, that's almost all the time we have, because right after this stream, so in about 15 or 14 minutes, we will have another one, but not with me. We will be joined by the one and only Klaus Czerwinski, and he will be talking about comic illustration with the theme, Bring Your Own Hero. So it's going to be really, really fun. Klaus is a storyboard artist and just in general, really cool guy. I've met him the other day. So definitely join us for that one. Stay tuned. We will be back in about, like I said, 13 minutes. Until then, have a wonderful day. Try out some prompts in Firefly. And I will see you again tomorrow for the next crash course all about Adobe Sensei and some new tools you may have missed in the Adobe apps. Bye for now.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Don't plan it, don't wait for it, just let it happen. It could be a new shirt at the men's store, a cat nap in your office chair, or 2 cups of good, hot, black coffee. Like this. A present. Like Christmas. Oh, man, that is the spot. Nothing like a great cup of black coffee.